So why are testimonies so important to Christians?
Okay, so I think for Christians, like, so if I'm talking about my testimony, it's important to me because it's basically the sharing of how I came to know Christ.
Okay.
And what God has meant to me and done in my life since knowing Christ.
Okay.
So I think that's why it's important to me. I think it's important to Christians in general because scripturally in Revelation 12:11, it actually talks about the fact that we overcome the evil one through the power of our testimony.
What?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
So for example, so
our story beats up the devil.
Correct.
Okay.
Because it's a testimony, it's a sharing of how we as so if I'm sharing my testimony, right, of how I came to know Christ, then I'm also, that part of that testimony is the fact of I was once in the kingdom of darkness.
Okay.
Now I'm in the kingdom of light. Satan lost.
Okay.
Okay. And then it's also the fact of, in my telling of that testimony, there's the fact that people may hear a testimony and go, oh man, the Lord uses that testimony to cause them to come to know Christ as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's why, because it's basically the triumphal story of individuals going from kingdom of darkness to kingdom of light. And so that's why we're overcoming by the power of our testimony. And so, I mean, for me, actually, that's how I got saved. That's how I came to know Christ.
From hearing a testimony?
From hearing a testimony.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I was 17, in 96, I listened, I was at a retreat, heard a peer of mine give their testimony of how they came to know Christ. And that's actually what the Lord used to cause me to go up front in this chapel we were in, to go up front and to give my life to Christ.
Okay.
And that's where I met Christ.
What was so cool about this guy's testimony?
Well, I think what resonated with me was it was very similar to my story in some ways. It felt like, because one, I knew this person, and I knew what they're like. I was familiar with them. They were a classmate of mine, and they were just talking about how for them, they had kind of felt this sense of emptiness, I guess you want to put it that way. And then they came to know Christ and what it had been like since coming to know Christ.
Okay.
And for me, that resonated, that connected with me.
Okay.
And so it was just like, oh, wow, this person's come to know Christ and look at how their life has transformed. Knowing them, and going, man, look at what happened in their life for the last year since they came to know Christ. Here's someone my age. It was just, I think the Holy Spirit just used all those kind of connection points. And yeah, came to know Christ and been following him ever since.